Logan, Utah. We've got it all and so can you. It's in your own backyard.
Hey, Wendy. Love your Asiago Ranch Chicken Club, but he says all chicken's the same.
Well, did you tell him it's got fresh cooked bacon, Asiago cheese, and zesty ranch on your choice of filet? Gets him every time.
Formaldehyde, toxic, carcinogenic, allergenic, known to cause throat cancer and respiratory illness, found in embalmed corpses, wart remover, toilet paper, and cigarette smoke.
Well, Coach, a good start. You put some pressure on Roy early. You came out with the intensity. They have yet to match it.
Well, that's what we talked about. Our backs are against the wall, and we don't have anything to lose. We got to leave it all out there. There's no tomorrow. And so I think the kids played really well the first half. Got another 16 minutes. They're going to make a run. We know that. We just got to be smart with the basketball, shoot good shots, and we'll be okay.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Second half. All right, we're going to take a timeout and be back with the second half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. We're back at Skyview High School, 38-16. Skyview leading Roy at the half. Eric Olson along with Craig Ander. Pretty good half for the Bobcats.
The Bobcats couldn't have scripted it better than that right there. You know, it's exciting to see them come out and accomplish the goals that they wanted to accomplish the first half. But now's the test. Can they come out here and execute strongly this second half, get the win, and go into the state playoffs the way they want to?
We talked about that early, about how Skyview has had lapses, about how they've given up those 26 and 29-point quarters. Well, what are they going to do here? Are they going to have one of those lapses, or are they going to put their foot on the gas and go?
Yeah, and that's the test that they've got in front of them right now. And that's the great thing about athletics, basketball here tonight, is they're constantly testing themselves, and they need to come and fire on all cylinders and go into the playoffs like they want to go into.
I need to clarify one of the last statements I made with Coach Jan Hall before I let him go. Mentioned how he was the only coach at Skyview to take his team to a state championship game, the only football coach at Skyview to take his team to a state championship game. Kevin Dustin brought the hardware home for the basketball team a few years ago.
Yes, he did, and you can look at, here in Skyview's gym, you can look it up at all the banners, and we've had some schools win some, some sports win some state championships, and this year our volleyball team did it in dramatic fashion, won a state championship, which was exciting to see, and to see those girls get that reward.
And the basketball team's in the middle of a playoff run right now too, so.
And doing very well.
Well, we start the second half, and Roy with a bucket early. It's Hadley swooping in and putting it down, and it makes it a 38-18 game.
And Skyview's going right to Moore to get him a chance to get going. And Nielsen got upended there.
Yeah, they've let him play in this ball game as we get another turnover for Roy. That's their 11th. Roy coming out and putting some pressure on Skyview, trying to play a little more aggressive than they did in the first half, and a foul. And it's on Hadley. He picks up his first. Only 7 fouls total in the first half between both teams.
Yeah, not a lot of. The refs are letting them play. I think there's been some times the refs could have been nitpicky and called a few things, but they're letting them play. And as a coach and his players, I think they like that. They want to play the game. They don't want to come. Nobody came here to watch the refs, and we're grateful that they're here and the job they do. But
boy, maybe it's something about this basket, but the ball doesn't want to go in it. As it finally goes out of bounds. Off of the Bobcats.
Well, I think it's great that Skyview's coming out and playing aggressive, just like they started the game, just like they finished the half. Come out and trying to get after Roy and make them work for their points.
I think if Skyview comes out, gets out to a fast start here, as Moore loses the handle and picks it back up, they can put this game away. They can make Roy say, well, all right, that's enough. They're already up 20. And we've played a minute and a half here this third period. Larson misses. Skyview ice cold from the field here to start this second half. Down low they look at Chapman. Chapman hung up as Matt Dewey had fallen down into his legs. No foul called, and that's a turnover, the 12th for the Royals.
Well, just by Roy coming out and pressing, it slowed Skyview down. And so maybe they're not getting the steals on the press, but they're slowing them down and causing them to have to work for their baskets.
They're getting a lot of buckets in the paint for the Bobcats there in that first half. And the guy that got a bunch of them was Matt Dewey, as he gets one here on his own miss. Matt Dewey making a serious push.
That's a great heads-up play by Matt. I wondered if he was in bounds, if he had established himself in bounds there, and because he was out, it looked like. And but the refs, they thought he did, so they didn't call it, and it's good to see them get that basket.
Matt Dewey with the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Chapman, that battle between Chapman and Moore just hasn't materialized tonight. The three-pointer rims out. Hadley battles for the board and puts it back. Hadley with 7.
That Hadley's a gutsy player. He likes to get in the middle of things. He doesn't back down from anybody, and he's willing to be aggressive and go after it.
Nielsen works against Burkott. Chapman has to kick it back out to Goddard. Just Chapman wouldn't let him go to work inside. Larson with the 3. Mitch Larson with his first bucket of the game. And it's back to a 23-point Skyview lead. Chapman ahead of the pack. Too hard on the lay-in. And here's Moore. Look out.
Oh.
He didn't throw down, but he made sure that he scored.
He did a good job catching his balance there. It looked like he found himself under the rim a little more than he wanted to. You know, it's interesting to watch the body language of the two teams here. It's almost as if the shoulders for the Royals are down and dropped. They're a little bit down on their luck, and the shots aren't falling, and they're just struggling to make things happen right now. The spring is out of their step, so to speak, a little.
Jaden Jackson has 9 points for the Royals. Nielsen steps inside the three-point line and hits. Ty Nielsen with 15. Timeout on the floor midway through the third period. And Skyview blew this thing open with a 23-7 first period, and they've never looked back, as you see Nielsen connecting. Hey, let's talk football real quick, because in my world, there's 2 seasons. There's football season and all the stupid crap that goes on when it's not football season. So, you're the football coach, and now here I've got you. Tell me about the Bobcats this year. I know it's February, but come on.
You know
a little bit. you got an in with the head coach.
You know, it's fun to come watch these kids compete in all sports. But yeah, we are gearing up for football. And we've got some kids that are working hard in the weight room. And if I had to measure our weight room effort, I would say we're winning right now. We got kids coming out; they're getting stronger. We're seeing their benches go up, their squats go up, their cleans go up. We've been in a dead period where we can't do anything football-wise, but the kids are hitting the weight room. We've had the fortune of having IHC come out and help train our kids. And this last quarter, particularly, this last trimester, we've seen huge gains. And so I think our kids are really buying into that, and that's what they need to be doing right now so that they can have success later on in the season. I firmly believe that seasons are won in the off season. And they're putting forth that effort right now. Well, you know, it's one thing that's a lot different from when you and I played. The conditioning that they put in and the weightlifting, and kids are getting bigger and faster and stronger. As here's a turnover by Roy Goddard at the other end. Kids are getting bigger, faster, and stronger, but they're, I don't think you see a ton more injuries than you did back then because the kids are, they're in shape. You know, the number one reason any parent should want their kid lifting weights is to prevent injury. Mm-hmm. It's been proven time and time again that when they lift and they condition themselves that way, they reduce the chances at injury. And so you're right. Even though the game's gotten faster, the kids are more athletic. Because of the time they're putting in the weight room, you're seeing those reduced injuries. I am wondering if Coach McClure, he came out with a completely new lineup on the floor. And I am wondering if is he sending a message to his guys or is he done for the night? Cody Hobbs, Nate Jones, Lamb all in there. Skyview still with their starters as Moore will go to the line. DeBoer is in there. So interesting. Is Coach McClure is he saying, I don't like your effort, you guys might as well come sit by me? Or is he saying, it's a 27-point game. We're not getting it done. Let's let these other guys have some time. Yeah, it's their last chance to play. As he's going into the playoffs. He knows he's going in. He's conceded that he's going to go in as the second seed now. And so that is an interesting move. And maybe you're right. Maybe he just trying to get some kids, get a spark going. Putting those younger kids in, they're hungry and flying around. Good things happen when they fly around. Moore misses both free throws out in front of the pack, laying it up and in. Speaking of good things, is right there, the second group. I didn't see very many layups by the first group in there, and so they brought a little spark, a little enthusiasm. That's Cody Hobbs, the sophomore. Cody Hobbs is a great story. I don't know him very well, but I know his older brother. His older brother played quarterback for the Royals. And a few years ago, we had a game where it had to get called on a Friday night because of a lightning storm. We had to come back on a Saturday. Roy was beating us 21, I think, to 7 when that timeout happened. And thank goodness it did. We came back on Saturday and we won something like 42 to 21. But Hobbs was around that era, and I've had a chance to talk to him today. He's coaching now, and he was a competitive kid that worked hard for his team. See his little brother out here competing. It's neat to see the family sticking around. 6 for Jalen Moore. He's replaced. Nelson Ricks comes onto the floor for Skyview. We were hoping to see a shootout like on January 30th between Chapman and Moore, and it just hasn't materialized tonight as Skyview took a hold of this game by the scruff of the neck right from the start. Jones with the ball. He played football for Roy this year. And I've been trying to remember, I can remember some of the kids in some of the Valley teams that played football. Any of these guys play football for you? Out there on the court right now, Braxton was our quarterback. And then Kama Matthias came first year, senior year. Played some tight end, did some special teams. We're really proud of the effort he came in. He didn't have the experience that some of these kids had. And you see his play is a lot more physical than last year, just from that experience of playing football. Ty Nielsen looked like he could have played DM for you. Ty Nielsen, I wish we could have got him. He actually was suffering a wrist injury this year. He was going to come out and play, but he suffered a wrist injury during the summer, and it kept him from coming, and he knew he needed to get better for basketball, but You love the way he plays basketball with the grit and the effort that he gives forth.
And he leans in and takes the contact from Lamb. And he'll go to the line as we've had more free throws here in this third period than we had, well, as many in the third period with these two as we had in the entire first half. Our front runner for the player of the game is Matt Dewey and his 14 points. He did so many things in the early going to help set the tone for the Bobcats, just to make sure that, look, we're going to do our part to make sure we can get into these playoffs.
Yeah, it was impressive, and it was, we were talking about him at the beginning of the game, how he's so consistent, and he brought that consistency tonight, and it paid off in his favor.
1:40 to play in the ball game. Here's another turnover, 13, as Goddard lets Jones fly by. Hobbs tips it to Jones, and Jones is fouled by Goddard.
Foul is on the Bobcats. Number 11, Braxton Goddard.
You see with the big lead, Coach Hilliard goes deep into his bench in the fourth period and lets some kids get on the court in the final home game.
Being senior night as a coach, I'm sure he wants to get those seniors out there if he can and let them have a chance to play on their last home court game.
Case Backman, I think, is about the only senior we really haven't seen. 3 won't go. It's on the roster. Tommy Lee we haven't seen yet tonight. Ricks knocks that one away. Nelson Ricks. 2 last names for his name, and it's his mother's maiden name is Nelson. And of course, obviously, his surname is Ricks. His mother, she grew up down the street from me, out in College Ward. I had a chance to talk with her a couple of nights ago before the Logan Skyview game. I was surprised. They had a kid that was a senior. Well, they got one that's married. We were talking about feeling old before the game, weren't we?
We're just getting older, aren't we?
That's part of the fun of this job for me. I get to go watch these guys compete, and then I get to run into old friends and see what their kids are doing. Ricks drives inside, leaves it for Dewey.
Good pass by Ricks. Have the awareness to see Dewey wide open there for the layup. Oh, good block by Dewey.
Matt Dewey adding to his box score. Wow. It is a 30-point Skyview lead. They're cruising home and looking for that number 3 seed out of Region 5.
Hi, I'm Gene Needham of S.E. Needham Jewelers. We're located in downtown Logan at middle of the block at the sign of the clock. S.E. Needham Jewelers is known for quality merchandise at integrity price guarantee. For more than a century, thousands of couples throughout northern Utah have experienced fair and honest transactions at S.E. Needham Jewelers. We consistently beat the prices of 50 to 70% off sales, so-called wholesale prices, internet sites, and student discounts. You can have confidence in the price that we sell our diamonds at because you'll know that we're going direct to the source.
54 to 24, Skyview opens up the gigantic lead to start the fourth period, and Roy comes back with their starters. Coach sat him for a bit and let him watch, and he's interested to see how they're going to finish. Here's the lob to Moore. He makes the catch and he finishes.
What a great catch by Moore to go up and get the ball. I taught him that in my receiver classes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Go up and get it. That one's yours. Stepping in and missing is Wayman. Out of bounds off of the Bobcats. Well, Skyview fans, of course, you're watching this tape delay, you may already know, but if you don't, hey, here you go. As Moore takes it away from Chapman. Chapman undercuts him for the foul. Skyview fans are Mountain Crest fans tonight. They want Mountain Crest to beat Box Elder. And they're also Bonneville fans. They want Bonneville to beat Logan. Now, Logan was leading by 10 in the third over Bonneville, and Box Elder and Mountain Crest were tied at the half.
Ooh. Ooh.
So
it's going to be interesting.
Got to pull a little harder for the Mustangs. Because if Mountain Crest and Bonneville both win, Skyview's got the number 3 seed sewn up. If not, then it can get to a coin flip and things can get crazy. Matthias with the up and under move won't go. This one's saved back in bounds and then taken away. Larson gets a hand on a dangerous cross-court pass. Nielsen's going to check back in. He's going to replace Matt Dewey. Matt Dewey sits down with 16 points. And he's got my vote for the player of the game. Hadley. Three-pointer won't go. Rebounded by Larson.
Well, Matt Dewey's been a huge difference maker. He would make my vote as well. To see the way he came out and started the game and even finished up this first quarter, or this third quarter, excuse me. He's played tough. And
15th turnover, the Bobcats sharing the ball as Matthias.
I think Coach McClure forgot to tell him not to turn over the ball at halftime.
He's it in, 16 turnovers for Roy. That's really been the story for Roy. Chapman, 3, in.
3 points, Chapman.
Bricott Chapman with 9. He averages 20, Moore averages 23, so both of them well below their average. Nielsen turns the corner, hits the deck, and looks like he wasn't feeling very good. You mentioned a wrist. Which wrist was it? Because he's really working that right wrist. Which wrist was it that was hurt?
I can't remember. He's grabbing his arm some way, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, and here comes the bench again for Coach McClure, and it's all different players now.
I think Coach McClure is.
Moore too hard. And out front is Tyrell Diamond, and he puts it up too hard as well. Jalen Moore. Moore gets into double figures, and he lets everybody know it. And what's the whistle? They're going to call a technical on him for that? Did he hang that long? Wow. I mean, he kind of ripped that rim back, but he didn't hang.
Well, that's, you know, there's times in sport when you get a penalty or a foul and you're not upset about it because of the excitement it brings. That just totally energizes the crowd. I think you're right. That sends a message going into the playoffs.
Jacob Payne misses both free throws for Roy.
McKay, Spackman, and Lee, Tommy Lee have just checked in for Skyview. Had a chance to have McKay in my workout class last trimester, and this kid, he may not see all the minutes that he would like, but he is a team player. He is all about this Skyview team. And his effort, you'll watch him as he gives forth his effort. I can't say enough good about Spackman. I was talking to Coach Hilliard about him, or Coach Sadler, assistant coach, about Spackman, and he says he's like some glue to the team. He keeps the team together, and it's neat to see him get out here on his senior night, but he does a lot more for this team than play a few minutes.
Matthias from Larson. Guyman's shot goes.
2 points.
It's a pretty shot there from the foul line.
Well, we talk about single-digit quarters all the time. You can weather maybe one. No more than that, especially if you're on the road. Matthias again. And Roy has 3 single-digit quarters. 7, 9, and 8 points.
Wow.
We're midway through this quarter, and they only have 5. And a lot of that, I think, attributed to the way Skyview came out and defended early in this ball game. There's a block by Spackman. And Payne will go to the line. Payne is a freshman.
You know, Roy's got a good team this year, and I don't want to diminish this, but they've got some good kids coming up. They're going to have a good team for a few years.
Payne missed 2 free throws earlier on the technical that they called on Jalen Moore. And then he hits this one. And one more coming. There's 1 of 4 from the line. All in the last 2 minutes. Under 4 minutes to play in the ball game. It is a 34-point Skyview lead. Down low, Spackman didn't get the call. Fall away jumper, way off the mark by Dakota Nalder, the sophomore.
You know, I believe in sportsmanship and whatnot, but I love to see kids play hard to the very end. That's their job. It's to play hard and to compete. And even this group, and a lot of these are the second group for Skyview, but they're out here and they're competing and playing hard, and that's what they're responsible to do. It's when you don't play hard that you have injuries, you have other things, complacency.
Nelson Ricks has 6 points off the steal. Jones mishandles. Little hook won't go by Alex Eddy. And the Bobcats, with under 3 minutes to play, bring it across the timeline. Larson saves it inbounds to Spackman, and then he throws it away. Only 7 turnovers for Skyview, and there is number 18 for Roy. Nelson Ricks with the 3. Bank was closed, and Nate Jones out in front of the pack. Ricks is back, and he knocks it away and out of bounds. Skyview ball.
I think McKay took an inadvertent elbow down on that fast break. I think he's took a little shot there as they were hustling down the court. I know it was inadvertent. I don't think it was done purposely, but they're looking and tending to him right now.
And he took one in the teeth. They're looking right at his mouth. Now watch Nelson Ricks. He doesn't concede anything. Knocks it away, and then Jones hits it.
Jones. Just a smart play to make it a difficult shot. You know, doesn't get the block, but just makes it a difficult shot. And in doing so, Jones loses the handle on the ball, and it's Skyview's ball, just like that.
He didn't have to do it. It's a 36-point game.
Yeah.
But he did it. Tommy Lee turns it over. Leaning in is Hobbs. He misses, out of bounds off Matthias. And they give it back to Skyview.
I think they did give it to Skyview there.
There were 2 Bobcats that knocked that out of bounds. And the outside official is going to come in, and sometimes officials just point the wrong way.
It's going to ask him if he's sure. Oh, they're going to let it go.
Yeah.
They're going to let it go. Well, isn't that usually the case? The team that's usually working the hardest and doing the best gets all the luck as well. So.
Seems like it. 2:21 to play in the ball game, 66-30. Skyview with the big lead over Roy. Timeout, Skyview. Well, as we take a look at the brackets in that upper bracket, Murray will take on East, and these games start Tuesday the 26th. Orem's going to play the winner of the play-in game, which will either be Well, it could be Skyview, Box Elder, or Logan. And they'll have to play Provo or Mountain View with a chance to take on Orem. And that'll be the second game of the day on the 26th. Mountain Crest will play, I believe, Maple Mountain. And Highland takes on Harriman. Roy will play Springville. Bountiful against Westlake. Olympus at Woods Cross. Timpview will be playing either Skyview, Box Elder, or Logan. So you get either way, you get a tough draw.
Yeah, there's some good basketball teams out there, and it's going to be a fun tournament. It's so fun to go to these basketball tournaments because the hot team, all they have to do is get a hot hand for a week, and then they find themselves in a state championship or going far in the playoffs, and so every team's got to bring it every single game.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tommy Lee turns the corner and he's fouled. With 2:07 to play, he'll go to the free throw line.
Fouls on Royals, number 1 on City.
6 points for Roy this quarter. They haven't scored in double digits in any quarter tonight. Let's take a look at this. Look at the foul. It's Tommy Lee. Hits for the bucket here.
Looks like they got Spackman cleaned up and back out here on the court.
Found his teeth, sewed part of his tongue back on. Everything's okay. He's just going to talk like he came from the dentist for the next week. But he'll be all right. Under 2 minutes to play now. Skyview looking to push the lead to 40. Up by 38. Jones fouled. No free throws yet.
Well, we've doubled up the fouls we had in the first half of just about, haven't we?
Yeah, there were, 7 total fouls in the first half. There's 13 here in the second. 3 ball on the way. Rims out, rebounded by Spackman. Hobbs can't get the 3 to fall. Excuse me, that's Payne. Payne comes up with that. That's Hobbs. Payne is 10, Hobbs is 11. And a foul on the Bobcats with 94 ticks on the clock. It's against McKay Spackman. Spackman wants to know what he did. So it's 1-1 for Roy.
At the line for Roy, number 10, Jacob Payne.
And Payne will go to the free throw line. Payne misses the front end of the 1-1. It's out of bounds.
Well, where I'm not a coach tonight, I can start looking ahead. But
yeah.
we're going to be playing. We're not done with this win. So
whether it's a play-in or straight into the playoffs, Skyview's going to be playing again after
going to be playing again.
No locker clean out tomorrow. There's another foul.
Foul assessment of our coach, Tanner Curry. At the line for Roy, Cody Hobbs.
Free throw missed by Hobbs. Hobbs makes the second. .120 to play in a 68-31 ball game. Skyview doesn't have to shoot the ball. Now they're running a little bit of a weave out front. Crowd was hollering for Tanner Durea to shoot it. He got it a minute ago. You don't get many chances to shoot in the varsity game, shoot it. Here's a turnover on Skyview and then a foul by Doherty. Skyview's 9th turnover of the game. Alex Eddy goes to the free throw line. 54 seconds to play. After the game, as Eddy misses, I will be talking with Matt Dewey. As Carden Porter loses it out of bounds. We'll be heading down to the sideline to talk with Matt Dewey. He's our player of the game. He gets a couple of certificates from Wendy's to $5 worth of food, so he gets $10 worth. Plus a gift certificate for Angie's to clean the sink.
Wow.
It's one free kitchen sink. You ever done that?
Sounds like date night, right?
It does. If he's smart, he'll take his mom.
There you go.
Matt, take your mom. Leave those high school girls at home.
Take them after the season, man. You can't be thinking about girls now.
They're much more interesting when they're in their 20s. Durea, baseline, gives it back to Tommy Lee. His three won't go. Rebounded by Durea, puts it in.
Look at
Is that Coach Durea's kid?
What's that?
Is that Coach Durea's kid?
Yes, it is. He's a really good lacrosse player, Tanner
yeah?
Duryea is, and he's a fine basketball player as well. And it's exciting to see him come out here. Well, it looks like Skyview's going to finish this thing, and they couldn't ask for a better way to finish this game right here.
70-33, Skyview takes care of business. At the very least, they will get a chance to play in to the playoffs. I'll be back with our player of the game, Matt Dewey, after this.
Hi, I'm Randy Anderson, owner of Master Mechanic in Providence. Every repair we do at Master Mechanic comes with our peace of mind guarantee, meaning all repairs are guaranteed for 3 years or 36,000 miles. That's triple the industry standard. Summer travel time is here. Before you hit the road, stop by and have our ASE certified technicians inspect your vehicle. Prevent vacation breakdowns with our pre-trip inspection. Master Mechanic in Providence, taking the worry out of summer travel. I guarantee it.
This is your living room, and so is this. This is season 1, and 2, and 3. This is the big game, and the big moment. This is getting caught up. This is Xfinity TV. This is easy. This is simple. This is awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Howdy, you old grist mill. Old Grist Mill Bread Company, Ogden, Brigham, Logan.
Logan, Utah. We've got it all and so can you. It's in your own backyard.
Hi, I'm Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in.
Hey, we're here with our Valley Channel Player of the Game, Matt Dewey. Matt, 16 points, but really what made us pick you for the Player of the Game is the intensity, the hustle, the get after it that you came out and showed, and you really set the tempo for this team early. You're on the floor diving for balls, everything.
Yeah, this was the biggest game of our lives. We knew that this was not only for a chance to go to state, but it was for senior night, and it was our last chance to come out and play in front of our crowd, and that was huge. And we knew we had to come out from the start. We felt like last time at Roy that we kind of let one slip away in the first quarter, so we knew right at the start we had to come out and bring it.
Now I'm sure everybody's trying to find out whether Mountain Crest beat Boxall. They were tied with under a minute left last I heard, and then Logan and Bonneville, so you're waiting for those scores, but you know that at least you're playing one more game.
Yeah, that's what we came here wanting to do, so we controlled what we could control, and we'll see how the other games go.
All right, we've got for you an Angie's certificate to clean the kitchen sink and some gift cards for food at Wendy's. Enjoy those. Good luck in the playoffs. Good game tonight. Thanks, guys. Well, our player of the game, Matt Dewey, joining us here at the end, 70-33. Skyview beats Roy. Thanks for joining us for the game of the week on the Valley Channel. The game of the week on the Valley Channel brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness. Never give up. Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank, with a new location at 3rd South and Main in Logan. Wendy's of Cache Valley. Quality is our recipe. Cache Valley Hospital, your first choice in healthcare.
You were down 6-0 run.
Discount Tire and Automotive, so much more than a tire store. The Salt Lake Express, from your door to the Salt Lake Airport, 12 times a day. See Needham Jewelers, where Utah gets engaged. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station. For Craig Ander and all the guys in the truck behind the cameras doing the hard work, I'm Eric Olson saying we'll see you next season on the Valley Channel.